Hey everybody, welcome to a GameFound preview video for League of Dungeoneers. Now this isn't going to be just for League of Dungeoneers. What this particular project is going to be about, the main focus anyway, is going to be about these acrylic standees, which got released with the last crowdfunding project that Michael and the folks over at Von Braun Publishing did last time, because there's been a lot of requests for these acrylic standees just as kind of like a standalone sort of piece. And to me, that makes perfect sense. I'm going to show you those pieces here in a minute. I'll also show you a couple other component upgrades that you can get for League of Dungeoneers. And I will also have links to the Von Braun Publishing website as well as the GameFound project, which depending on when you watch this video may or may not actually be live. If it's not live, you can of course click on there to get notified when it does go live. The stuff I have here that I'm going to show you, I'm not going to show you everything because there's literally hundreds of them. It's all stuff that is applicable directly to League of Dungeoneers. But he's also going to have, I don't know quite exactly because I've seen some of the prototype artwork for them. And there should be some on the GameFound page that I link to. But there's going to be a lot of extra stuff that you can maybe use to fill out like a D&D campaign or some other kind of miniature type of game or some other role-playing game, Pathfinder, whatever the case may be. And I personally think that you'll find these quite exciting. I think they're great. The only other game that I can think of that did something like this was, I just remembered, Vagrant Song, where they had acrylic standees. And I'll get into the details here, but there's some definite key pieces of this that I just want to highlight because I think they're really great. So let's go jump down to the table. I'll show you some of the other components and stuff that are upgrades that you can get for League of Dungeoneers, and then I'll go through some of the standees, just do kind of a show and tell and show you some of the nice artwork and everything like that. So just kind of one major sort of component upgrade that is available, and I think this is available still on their website. They may have run out of them, but these will be available as well down the road, and I think with the GameFound campaign as well, as these are different kind of little character sheets or character boards, as well as a threat tracker and a party morale tracker here. And these are really cool. So these are kind of dual layered. I don't know if you can see there. Got little insets there. And then when you get these, they come with these clear cubes. So let's just zoom in here. So you can see you can use these to mark like your luck and your energy and so on. Like so. And then also, you got your mana, your hit points, and you got the 10s and the 1s digits and all that stuff there, like so. And then there's also spots here for some of these other tokens. So maybe you go into a parry stance, like so, or you've become wounded, like that. Oops, turn that around. Or you have your light source. In this case, you've got a torch. So you can fill all that out here, and it's also dry erasable. So I can put, the character's name there. Let's call that one Eek. Terrible writing, but you can have your combat skill. So maybe have, 58 there, and your range skill, 45, and write that stuff down here: strength, constitution, and all that kind of stuff. And then of course it's dry erasable, so we can just erase that right off. So that's pretty cool. It's a little bit more handy than the already handy stuff that comes in the game. And then here you've got a couple of different things. These are really handy for a lot of things because you can see what also changes the threat level and the party morale. So we can have, let's say your party morale starts at like 15 or something like that. So then you can start moving that down slightly like that. And the nice thing is it's clear. I don't know if you can see in there or not. Yeah, so you can see the number 13 in there. And then it tells you, oh, when a character dies, lose 5. When a character springs a trap, you lose 1 morale. So it's all right there on here. And then you can just, use that to help you out. I don't know. These things are really handy. So I think it's pretty cool. I liked all this stuff anyway because they had this other boards that were all dry erase markers, but this is just another way to kind of do it. And you can kind of just leave it set up if you want to. So anyway, that's kind of the quote-unquote boring part of the video, although I don't think it's boring at all because I think it's neat. So let's look at some figures. So I just set down some of the handful of the hero characters from the League of Dungeoneers. And just to give you kind of a sense of it, like I said, there's hundreds of these figures. I'm not going to show you all of them. And just a kind of couple of things here. Before I get started though, I should mention all of this artwork here. I was trying to find the exact name of the artist, but in the rulebook it just says Diego from Paper Mage. I didn't get a last name, but I believe this person did all of the artwork you see in all of these standees, and it's amazing. And it looks exactly like, you know, the art on the cardboard standees, just translated to acrylic. And even the cardboard standees I thought looked good, but this just, I mean, knocks it out of the water here. So there's a couple things here. Here's kind of a larger half ogre. I believe this is a warrior. And you can see it's, you know, that pose there. And then also facing is important in League of Dungeoneers. So it's a front and a back artwork for these, which is really cool. And so if you're using these for some other game, maybe that's important, maybe it's not. And you see, you got a large variety of different things here. Now, one of the things to keep in mind here, which is pretty cool, like for example, here we have dwarf warriors. So in League of Dungeoneers, you can do any race class combo. It's a lot like a role-playing game, like D&D or Pathfinder. So you can choose any race, any class. So you can have a halfling warrior, you can have elf warrior, human, halfling wizard, whatever you want to do. But there's also male and female versions of that artwork for the standees. So you can choose basically any combination you want, which is really cool, So I'll just show you some other different ones here. This is kind of like I forget what this is actually. I just like this. This is, I think it's a halfling. I don't know what the heck that is. I don't play that class, so I don't know what all of these are. I just like the artwork of it. So there's a lot of different ones here. Now, one of the other cool things here is this one. This is Human Warrior. I know that. And you can see there comes with a few of these different horses. So if I pop that out, that is just the normal standee, but you know, with no base. So you can get a horse like that and slide it right in there like that. And you can do that with any of these warriors, or heroes I should say. And I think only the knight for League of Dungeoneers really makes use of a mounted combat type of thing. Although I think there is a scenario or two that makes use of it. But yeah, so this is just cool. So I mean, in other games you may have, like, you know, parties traveling through the countryside or whatever and have them be mounted for a time, and you can make use of that. And it's really cool how that works. Okay, so let's slide over. We'll just look at some of my favorite monsters. So here's just some of the reptile sort of class of villains here. Mostly I like that giant frog. That looks pretty cool. So here you've got like kind of a reptile lizard caster type, a couple of different warriors. Again, it's got the facing. It's pretty cool. So it's, you know, it's the detail is there like on both sides too, which is just really, really cool. So one thing I wanted to show you as well is this concept of like the silhouette. So here's kind of the human ranger. So you've got the detail here, and this goes for the cardboard standees too, but especially for this, where it kind of at a glance from like a little bit, you know, off of the table, you can quickly identify like who's who, right? Because you can say, oh, you don't really have to like get down even to look at the detail in the artwork to figure out what's what, because everything has a different scale and shape, and more importantly, I think the silhouette. Because just, you know, looking at this, even if you couldn't see the artwork on either of these, and this is obvious, you could see these two apart pretty easily. Let's move these to the side here. So like next we have here some dark elves, right? And so you have here, not sure what this one is, but this is a cool dark elf looking guy. Here you've got like kind of a Drider type. I don't remember if they call them Driders in League of Dungeoneers, but it's kind of a half dark elf, half spider. Deadly looking warrior there. But again, you can see kind of the scale and the shape and the silhouette difference there. Whereas we move up here to like the orc and a goblin. So you can see the orc's a little bit bigger than kind of your average human. The goblin's a little bit smaller. So it really doesn't it really start to come alive in a lot of ways? I think it does. And then now we have this kind of gross magic creature, whatever the heck that is. And then here like a large demon and this large treant as well. Just looks really, really cool. I mean, I'm excited to check out some of the new stuff and just like seriously like play Rangers of Shadowdeep or Frostgrave or whatever with this, any kind of role-playing game even, because I mean it's just like look at it. I mean it's like a painted miniature in a lot of ways. And it has facing, it has front and back, you know. It's just fantastic. I think it's a great, useful tool. Let's see. Okay, now I have some beasts. You can see I kind of like the bigger ones, but I'll show you some other ideas here with the scale. Here you have an Etten, right there, kind of a two-headed piece. Now look at that. So if I take this kind of off to the side, it's like, it's just kind of a piece that sits there, but boom, you put it down next to, you know, the relative scale of different things, and it really starts to pop and make sense. Here you've got a little drake coming by, and then here's like a giant snake, which if you know, if you're a human being and you ran into a snake that's backwards actually. Yeah. Ran into a giant snake that was, you know, almost your height. That's a problem. But here you even got like a little tiny rat, like so. And so that's just, you know, so you look at that there. And, you know, because it's clear, it's even nicer than, you know, the cardboard standee. Because, you know, the air, you can see the air and the space kind of pass through this. Like I said, it's more like a miniature. Okay, and then the last couple things, these are new. And there's a lot I'm not showing you. There's ratkin, there's bandits and brigands and all kinds of stuff. These came with the latest expansion. These are some shroom folk here. So just different types of sizes of mushrooms and things like that. And I'll show you the back of them for fun. Yeah, so anyway, I'm really impressed by this. Definitely go check out the website, check out the GameFound page. And like I said, if this goes live before the GameFound is up, just go ahead and click the notify button. And yeah, I'm impressed by it. I'm excited for it. I think the game is great. League of Dungeoneers is great. I'm not sure if he's going to be selling more copies of the game. I think he is, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And I'm not sure what the quantity of that will be. I know in the future there's another expansion, at least one, probably two more. I think he's working on. You know, we'll see what the future holds for that. But there's one expansion right now called the False Prophet. It's on its second edition, League of Dungeoneers. Well, he called it second edition. It's kind of like a cleanup. He basically, you know, fixed up the rule book a little bit, fixed up some cards, added the expansion stuff. So I think there's at least one more expansion coming. Not in this particular GameFound. This is mostly for these acrylic standees, which were part of different bundles in the last crowdfunding, but people were really wanting to just get these. So I think, you know, Michael and the folks at the Von Braun Publishing listened to that, and I mean, hopefully it does well, because I think this is really good. I think this is great. And from what I recall, the price of these, at least in terms of the difference between like the cardboard one and this one, was like, I was like, really? That's it? So I don't know what the price is going to be on the GameFound at the time of this recording, but you know, I expect it to be favorable. So anyway, have a look, and thanks.